Welcome back to the From Harvey with Love podcast. I am your host, Harvey World Drizzy. And I'm back to you guys with a special one today. We have a special edition of Birds Behaving Badly, starring the bird final boss, none other than Brittany Renner herself. And then after that, we're going to go into a reaction to a interview that I found hilarious. And although some of his points are comical, there's some truth, there's some reality to them things now. And so we're going to break those down. And the interview will be with Chicago's very own Corey Holcomb. He was on WGCI, I believe it was like a morning show. And he was showing his ass as usual. And so we'll get into that. But before we get into that, we're going to get right into our girl Brittany Renner, and she had a message that she wanted you all to hear on forgiveness. Now I'm gonna try not to laugh too much, because Brittany Renner, she's gonna be playing the victim here. There's gonna be some tears, there's gonna be some crying, let me tell you that. And yeah, she's gonna play the victim as they so often do. And so to give a brief history, because I know everybody and their mama already know what's going on, but if this was a man, they would say she groomed this young boy straight out of high school. I mean, maybe you can't call it grooming because he was of age. He was 18. But if the shoe was on the other foot and this was a man, nobody care. Tell the truth, y'all know it. Nobody give a fuck. But because it's Brittany and she's playing the damsel in distress, she's boo-hooing every time she can. But she was just literally teaching the class on hoe at Jackson State with prime time and them young college boys. She was literally teaching hoe 101 out there. But now she wants us to believe. I mean, she got so many videos. Even, I mean, City Girls, round of applause. Cause she did her thing. She did her thing. She worked the move. She called the shot. She said she was gonna do it and she did it. She said, if you want to really be rich, just get pregnant by a ball player. Now, when she first got pregnant and they broke up or whatever, it was this lie that she was getting like $200,000 a month. I knew that was cap because his salary, it just ain't gonna cover that. She's actually getting about $2,500, which ain't bad. It's not bad. Hey, trust me. Hey, from where us regular folks said it ain't bad. But when you thought that you was gonna hit the lotto with this young ball player, that $2,500 to be a lifelong baby mama, I'm sure it hurt. It stings. And let this be a lesson to the birds. And I want the lesson for you young ladies to learn is she had a man. Had she not sabotaged her own relationship, and I wasn't inside the relationship, but I'm going to tell you right now, that man is engaged with another baby. So he's moved on with his life, and she's going to go into that a little bit too in her crocodile tear. So we're going to try not to laugh too much because this will have plenty of comedic value, especially if you been following the saga behind this fucking super bird. But without further ado,
I know I need to do this video. I don't want to.
crying in your car in front of a camera to me is crazy, but
forgiveness has been a really big theme in my life. I'm gonna get through this video, but I never understood when people said you forgive for you. There are a lot of people that I never even began to remotely forgive in my heart. Like Brittany to Brittany, in private, still holding on to resentment. What was so hard about forgiveness for me was, it seems like everybody just moves on with their life. And then here you are, emotionally, you felt like...
Hey, one monkey don't stop no show. My granny told me that when I was a little kid. People move on with their life. Absolutely. Ma'am, what did you think was going to happen? That man is in the prime of his life. He's a young man in the NBA. You thought you was going to break him so bad What you thought he was gonna come crawling back? You wrecked your home, man. And now you suffering the consequence. You goddamn right that man moved on now. Is the grass green on the other side? Who knows? Because this same girl, I believe she was in the same seat. They were engaged to be married before she blew her shit up. Now she getting $2,500 a month and she whining about it. Call me crazy, but you be getting a little bit more if you still living in the house with the guy. You talking about forgiveness. Nobody gives a fuck about your forgiveness, man. I pay the child support, just make sure my baby ready when I come to pick him up. That's it.
Just did 2 tours in Afghanistan. Arm blown off. Forever changed by the events that happened to you.
From the choices that you made. To equate that shit or try to draw a correlation to Afghanistan, it's crazy, man. You was living the whole life. You was living the blue check life. The nerve of you. The audacity to try to sell, oh my God, like she just was like in this game of love. You get injured, but you just got to get back up. That's not what was going on. Or that's not what you were portraying. We just going off what you say, mama. This is the shit that you've put out into the universe. The information that you've put out. And now, every other week, you whining and you crying about your circumstances. Ma'am, you did this. You got to stand on it. Sometimes you got to shut up, mama. Like I said, this is the problem, baby mamas. You ran a play. There's risk. There's risk. And the risk when you run these plays, she's suffering. She's suffering the negative outcome.
There's an acceptance part too where there are some apologies you'll just never get.
Nope.
And you have to validate yourself. I choose forgiveness because I don't want to keep looping in the same story. Because that same story, like the stories that we tell ourselves about our lives, are the same stories that keep us captive. The things that happen to us shape us, without a doubt. But they don't define us. Your wounds, your war wounds, it just means you showed up and you fought. And that's something to be proud of.
No, you lost. You lost. And losing is never something you should be proud of, ladies. You should not be proud. You should be sick to your stomach. You should be disgusted. You should never let that shit happen again. But that's not the lesson that you ladies learn, is it? Because you got multiple babies with mismatched baby daddies. That's what's going on. That's the reality. Everybody can run around here and act like this shit is all peaches and cream and the sexual liberated movement is working, but it's fucking not working. Ladies, it's not working. And trust me, I understand the crisis and the crisis of masculinity that we are suffering right now. The shortage in quote unquote good black men. But there's no shortage in good black men. That's a misnomer. There's a shortage in the type of men you want. There's a shortage in these perfect guys that you build in your head. But a guy that'll love you, a capable, competent, loving, stable, mentally, physically, financially. These guys do exist. You look over them. You look over them over and over and over again when these very guys are the guys that could save your life. I read a book, The Millionaire Next Door. In the book, they talk about like what a millionaire actually looks like. Millionaire actually looks like a firefighter that own a bunch of duplexes, or somebody who work a 9-to-5 job in a regular house, but he got a stock portfolio through the roof. These guys that typically you won't give a chance because he's not going to go out and he ain't going to waste his money on expensive trips, clothing, jewelry, and all of the lavish things in life. But you will have a very stable, loving environment, healthy environment for both you and your children. But that's boring. Y'all call these guys boring all the time. Y'all run around saying Sierra's prayer. Your best friend is Russell Wilson. The one that you would never give a shot to. Let's be for real. He's not sticking around because he like your company. There are times where, you know, this exists, but let's be for real, man. Most of those guys, and like they all say, if you believe he's truly just your friend, text him right now, act like you're gonna give him a shot. See how he answers. 100% of the time. Unless he's alphabet gang. 100% of the time. Probably high 90s. I might give him 99.8. It's gonna go. Ladies, y'all got to choose better. Y'all saying Sierra's prayer and then going and looking over Russell Wilson every day. I'm not saying he's one of those thirsties that's in your inbox that you've been ignoring, because that's just modern. That's just modern life. They just everything is in there. I'm telling you, vet these men. Make them earn time and attention. Time and attention. But, you know, not to beat that any longer, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go straight into this reaction. Now, this is WGCI, one of my favorite radio stations growing up in Chicago, 107.5. And so we got Corey Holcomb on here with Kendra G. Shout out to Kendra G. She gets on my nerves sometimes. She got her own little dating show. She has a dating show on YouTube. I'll leave a link to in the description below. She got a lot of content over there. You know, I'm planning on doing some reactions, even though I have heard she go copyright strike crazy, but we gonna fair use her. So we gonna do some, because she get the pookies out too. That's what I like about her show though. Kevin was making fun of just all of the chicks. She get pookies, but understand, on these dating shows, before we even get into it, on these damn dating shows anyway online, the people that's calling in, it's if they do look good, she need that dopamine, because she don't need Kendra G's dating show. That's why most of the women that call into that thing are whales. Huge. And they all got the craziest list. Craziest list of what it takes to be with them. And that's exactly why they big ass is single. But the Pookies, comedy, pure and utter. Let's get into this.
Corey just said that a woman has to have sex with at least 10 men before she can make wise decisions in her dating atmosphere. Is that what you said? What did you say?
When you have been destroyed due to rejection because you thought you were special, it makes you a better woman.
But why does it take 10 men to sleep with to
It
get
takes
that?
about, after that 10th guy.
The reason it takes about 10 men is because y'all is racking those bodies up. And so before you get to 10 is like the first number that you should. Like he said, if you're an intelligent woman, that's that line. Don't let that line go over your head. If you're an intelligent woman, because at the end of the day, 10 bodies is nothing these days to these chicks. They don't give a damn about 10 bodies. But once you get finally to double digits, that's an awakening time. And maybe if she's smart, like he said, she's going to think, before I get to 20, 30, 40 bodies, maybe I should start planning this thing a little differently. I should start looking for something different. That's what I would hope. That's what you would hope they would do. That's what you would hope they would do. That's not what they do. That's why they get to 30 and 40 bodies. But that's what they should do. And like he said, if they are intelligent women, then they realize maybe this snowflake syndrome that I'm suffering from.
After that 10th guy, I think intelligent women are like, you know what? I'm not who I thought I was.
But Corey, now, so this analogy though could go both ways, because a lot of times it's not always the guys rejecting the woman. The woman could be rejecting the guy. And
here go Kendra doing what she always do. We don't give a fuck about your life, Kendra. As in Kendra's life is, I've been proposed to. Like that, here go black women and they proposals. Nobody cares, ma'am. Shut up about that shit. You got proposed to by somebody you didn't want to marry, or else you'd be married. So like that's just like telling us about the guys in your DMs. Like they in your DMs talking to themselves for a reason. Don't try to make it seem like you got a inbox full of credible bachelors. It's not what's going on, man. You got a bunch of Pookies, Chaz, and Tyrone that's trying to hit it because you showing a whole lot of ass. I'm telling you, Kendra be showing some, like Kendra got a radio face on tonight. but she usually be dolled up. You would never know. She threw the wig on today, and she forgot the lashes. She forgot the pencil in them eyebrows, foundation. She got to cover up some of that. You know what I mean? Some of that little cheek acne. She was on the radio today. You know, these cameras weren't supposed to be in here.
The guy might want to be with her, and she's keeping it moving.
But women don't want those guys that try to be with them. Women want the guys that they can't get. They feel good walking in the club with the guy that's all that, one way or another. You know what I'm saying? So women will never settle for that good dude that want to do right by them.
We had that part of the conversation.
Never settle.
Women are used to rejection. Men are used to rejection. We can take a no. We get it all the time.
All the time.
And it doesn't matter if we get rejected. We still gonna get with somebody. There's so many daughters growing up that are born to be dropped off.
Wait a minute. What does that mean?
Pull up in front of their house and be like, well, I had a good time. I see your kids looking out the window. Hey, she coming up now. You know, there's too many girls like that. So even if we don't get the one we want, we gonna get one because you outnumber us, ladies.
Okay, there's truth to that and the number aspect, but I feel like you might not get the girl you want.
Hey, that's a bar though. There's too many girls born to be dropped off. I'm done with her. Like Andy did Woody in Toy Story. I'm finished with this. I don't want to play with you anymore. Take her home to them kids. Take her home to Pookie's kids. Be a gentleman. Give her a doggy bag. Something for them little rugrats to eat. You know what I mean? Be a gentleman. Send her back. Send her back.
Like, yes, you'll get a girl, but how many good women have you lost that you regret?
I have never lost a good woman.
I disagree with that.
I have never lost a good woman.
I disagree with that. You know why Kendra disagrees? Is because Kendra suffers from snowflake syndrome. She believes that all of these women are special in their own way. Some women, ma'am, are pieces of shit. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just the facts of the facts. Some of these women ain't worth the space, the matter that they take up. They are worthless. Worthless. And I'm going to tell you, I tell my homeboys, it's not all bad. Use them for what they're good for, and only that. You know, it's no reason to try to be serious with them. They in a prime right now. They can't be talked to. They can't be reasoned with. Because the truth of the matter is, in their prime, there will always be another you. There will always be somebody else. They can't see the future. And so because of that, they believe, oh, as I get older, I age like fine wine. No, you don't, ma'am. No, you don't. Nobody believes that shit but you. And there are some simps that's going to sing the Kumbaya songs with you, but that's because they praying on a piece of pussy. They praying that please, let me get a sniff of pussy. Please. That's what they doing. And so, of course, they're going to sit around and, no, you're 44 years old. You're in your prime. You still look good. Look at that booty. Look at that. They going to still hype you. But at the end of the day, whoever marries you wakes up next to that. That's what he going to see. He ain't going to see that beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? He going to see that. That's what he going to wake up, and he not even going to see that on the cool because she probably got some straight backs under this bitch. She probably looking worse than Celie. Worse than Celie. And that's what you gonna get. But all the simps is gonna say, oh, black don't crack. Now, everything crack, goddammit. Now it take black a whole lot longer to crack, and that's visually, aesthetically. I mean, all the other shit still go to shit at the same time. Them knees still go out, the check engine light, all that shit still go out at the same time. Now they don't, you know what I'm saying, age like other races that we're not gonna get into, but they, you know what I mean?
Women, all of the women that I was able to be with, I knew I was gonna get them. As soon as I saw them, I was like, this is an alley-oop right now.
It's an alley-oop.
I see the struggle in them. That's what I chase strugglers.
All right, Corey Holcomb is hanging out with us.
I chase strugglers. Why would I chase a girl? Look, you got a job. You see how hard it is for me to get with you?
You got a job.
Hey, it's some truth to that now. Like I said, these are jokes, but there is some truth to that. That's why Kendra is 44 and unwed. I'm sure she's a millionaire. I'm almost positive Kendra is a fucking millionaire. She's been around this game for a long time. She's a journalist and she's great at her job. She's good at her job. I'm not gonna hold. She's a talented young woman. Oh, she's a talented woman. We'll say, you know, I'm not gonna take that from her at all. When she got her makeup on too, yeah, she can go. Like, she probably a hot 4 right now, but she jump. You know what I mean? She can get to 8, 9. You know what I'm saying? When she put that shit on, especially for 44 years old. But at the end of the day, she making too much bread. So she around guys that probably make that type of bread, but them guys are not interested in her, not at her own age. And like she said, she always have guys that around they want to marry me. If these guys are so great, why are you not married? You said marriage is what you want, and you telling me that you've got countless suitors, eligible suitors is what you're saying. That's how you describe them. But you refuse to pick them. So the problem has to be you. It has to be you. I'm not ready. What the fuck are you waiting for? 44. That's the problem, ladies. Like, all of them, you don't got to rush. You 35, 36, 37. You don't got to rush. You need to fucking be rushing. You should have been rushing yesterday. You should have been rushing last year, the year before that, a decade of fucking ago. You should have been rushing. Like, that's the problem. Like, men aren't waiting around for you motherfuckers to get y'all shit together. Like, y'all make it seem like it's the men that need to get their shit together. And that's, trust me, you won't catch me arguing that with you. Man, the dating pool period is fucked up. Earlier I said the only way to fix the dating pool now, because of the way the game goes, is everybody just gonna have to be better people, gonna have to be good people. My homie started laughing at me. They ain't gonna fucking do that shit. Like, there is no incentive, but there is an incentive. We can't continue to go on the way we're going. Especially not the black community, but really not any community. This Chad and Tyrone epidemic, this Pookie and Ray Ray epidemic, it's hurting us. The Keishas, the Dusty Divas, the Dubious Dweebs, all of these it's too many, y'all, and y'all all falling into it. You got psychologists, clinical psychologists, twerking on TikTok for 13-year-old boys, because that's who the fuck is on TikTok. Ma'am, you're gross. You're gross. That's what you got. You got clinical psychologists, professional women, senators and shit, twerking on a handstand, popping that hot pocket on a handstand. These are the top of the top. These are Michelle Obamas. Michelle would never. But that's because that's old and traditional and she's stuck under the patriarchy, I would guess. But come on now. It is your body. So you gonna disrespect it? Man, make that shit make sense to me.
Trying to smash her since I saw it, but it just
Never happened.
all them radio girls, when they lose their radio job, I get them.
No, you don't get me ever.
10 years from now,
No, 10 years
you
from now.
belong to me.
Corey Holcomb in the studio, Chicago. We are coming right back. Don't go
And don't
nowhere.
you laugh at him.
Let's get a little Dirk and Gunner. What happened to Virgil?
She'll be 54, brother. You ain't gonna want that 10 years from
Corey
now.
Holcomb is hanging out with us today. Already starting trouble, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm here to do.
Let me ask you a serious question, because I know you stir things up, and it's part of who you are as a comic and as a person.
That
Has it
girl
ever-
lied. She wanted to.
No, I'm not taking it there.
I thought you heard about it.
Have you ever gotten into any controversy that felt like, yo, this is a little too hot. I need to fall back a little bit.
Nah, I mean, what controversy can I get in? I know this is a culture where people can lose their jobs for telling the truth, but fortunately, I have built a following that will come see me anyway. What can the news media do to try to bring me down? Like, right now, a friend of mine, Tiffany Haddish, is a drama situation over the
Collateral
video
damage.
with the kids and stuff like that.
What do you think about that?
I mean, like, it's everybody. I just need you to know, whenever it comes to the kids, don't play with that.
Yes.
You can't play with the kids in those situations. So I hope this thing weathers out and my sister Tiffany career goes up where it's been going. You know what I'm saying? But I don't even play with kids. I don't even be around my kids.
What do you mean you'll be around your kids, Corey?
My kids, I hear about them, and
Shit
when they
bad.
get older, I try to be friends with them later.
See, my boy Corey is a high-level pookie. He is an elite pookie, boy.
When you hear about your kids when they they get older.
Yeah, when they get older, they find me, and I'll be like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, I take them and buy them stuff.
Where was you at when they were 5 and 6?
Oh, that's when you're supposed to be with your mama and who she with at that time.
You a sperm donor then.
Hey, Brittany Renner, what you say? It's stepdaddy season in. Shit. It's stepdaddy season in. And see, this is what I've been talking about. The reason I say he's a high-level Pookie, because this is what Pookie do. Pookie relieves himself. He don't lose no sleep at night about you going, hey, go find you another man that's gonna take care of these motherfuckers then, says you're not gonna cooperate with me. This is the problem, ladies. That man didn't want you or them kids most of the time. And like y'all can all say, oh, he was asking me till he wanted me to have his kids. I hope you're not talking about that shit he said when he was in you now. I hope you're not counting those. Jesus Christ.
No, look, it's very rare that brothers grow up with their kids in America. And when you say that, it shouldn't be shocking.
Well, there's
most
two men
kids
right here.
grow up visiting their dad.
Well,
I can't, but that's why I know I could never do that. It is common.
neither.
I'm not arguing that.
Of course.
The anomaly.
Your kids grew up with you?
My kids are in my house every day. I'm taking them to practice. I'm
That
doing
is
as
so
much
beautiful.
as possible.
That is so beautiful.
But you know what? I totally
I'm
get
gonna
what
learn how
Corey
to play
was
the
saying.
violin and come up here.
I was in the barber shop talking to some homies, and the first thing they said was, "Man, you had both of your parents growing up." And that, like, we laugh,
Right.
but a lot of dudes didn't grow up with
real.
both parents in the
They
home.
didn't.
So
That's
they didn't
rare.
Yeah.
That's rare. I'm from Chicago, man. It's a whole bunch of single moms
Raised by
who got
grandmas a
opinions
lot of
and
the
they
time.
lonely. That's really what the world is about. All you women who have something to say, you saying it to people who not with you.
But listen, okay, but they're single mom because the guy's not with them. So is there any accountability to the
They're a
man
single
that
mom
left
because
that
their
family?
opinion is more important than being with.
Kendra always want the man to take their accountability too. That's y'all should throw that in there. But what she need to understand is, hey, these niggas been taking their accountability. They've been taking it. Let me tell you, because it's built in. If you did it right, buddy, if he not taking care of them kids, folks ain't got no license. His license has been revoked. He can't get no job because most of the good jobs require at least a valid license. He owe money. They gonna garnish his check, his wages. Life for him is built in. But there's just we don't got the same type of weaponry for men against women. There's nothing. You can be a despicable mom. Good luck getting your kids from that dirt bag. Good luck. No matter how much money you make, how many much more resources that you have, you just an all around better person because let's be for real. They keep your kids away from you to drop them off on their mama. Because they not there because they run around still chasing wee-wee. They ain't going to never stop. They never getting off the hot dog carousel. As long as they can twerk and stick their tongue out, they going to be active.
The person that they had kids with.
What do you mean by that?
Just think about how many women
that was a bar.
that they had kids with.
That left that
Because their
family?
opinion is more important than being with the person that they had kids with.
What do you mean by that?
Just think about how many women grow up the kids grow up just with their mom. Like if you really think about the statistics with that, something is really wrong. And when you think about what's wrong, why isn't the man in the house? The government is part of it because they give the women tools against the man, but don't give the man tools against the women. So it's like we're being assisted by the government to split the families.
That's
Well,
what-
here's the deal, though.
That's
I-
COINTELPRO right.
That's why they come out their mouth so quick with, I don't need no man. Uncle Sam is a man, man. I don't know why the fuck y'all keep saying, I don't need no. Then get off them subsidies. You living up in fucking Section 8 housing for $3 a month. Shut your ass up. Shut up. You need a man, ma'am. The only reason you don't need a man is because they forbid you to have one and stay your ass in Section 8. Them kids' daddy can't be around. You pathetic. At the end of the day, your ass is pathetic. And nobody wants to hear because you're not even trying to get off of this shit. Y'all are lifers. Welfare recipients for life. That's the plan. That was the plan. You were so worthless that you had that much faith in yourself that you condemned yourself to a life of baby mama as a baby mama than to actually put your best foot forward and get a job, a career, a hobby. Anything but have a child suffer through life without a father. Because you knew you couldn't secure a father. You can secure some sperm, though, because just about every woman on the planet can get that. Just about every woman on the planet can get that.
I agree with that. Only thing that I don't agree with is you're giving a lot of the accountability to the woman of the family. It takes the man to be a part of the family too. So if he's helping her create the child and he doesn't stick around to help raise a child, that's his fault. It's not her fault.
No, if you're a woman and you want to keep the man that you had a baby with, you have to bow down.
You have to bow down.
You are not in charge here.
What are you talking about, Corey?
You have
You're
to
trying
bow
to make me
down.
upset. What is it?
No.
She's trying to make me upset. I'm not going to let
Do you have kids?
I don't have any kids.
Obviously, you ain't got no kids.
Corey is a comedian, so he is saying this shit for comedic value. He's obviously being facetious, but at the same time, like I say, there's some truth to what he's talking about, though. Like, bow down is crazy to say. Bow down is crazy to say, especially about your spouse. I get that part of it, but at the end of the day, that bow down is the same key as submission, and he might as well say bow down because that's what the fuck you hear anyway. When anybody say submission, that's what you hear anyway. That's what you hear anyway. You need to let a man be a man. And if you don't have a man that's capable of being a man, if you don't trust him to be a man, why the fuck is he with you? Why is he with you? That's all I'm asking. If you don't trust him, if he's not capable, he's not armed with the equipment needed for the mission, why is he employed? Why is he there? And it's because he drilling you out. You need your ass kicked. That's your fault, man. If the reason that you stand with him is because the sex is just so good, it's just if that's why you stand, you're stupid. You're dumb. You're not that smart. You get what you deserve. You get what you deserve. You gonna play in the streets. The game cold, but it's fair. The game is cold, but it's fair. Ladies, if you're gonna be out here being promiscuous, sexually liberated, and having all of the free raw sex that you can take, there's gonna be consequences to your, not only your status and your reputation, but to your health, to your life. We talking about children. Children are for life. If you're lucky, God willing, children are for life. I would argue that that's a bigger commitment than getting married. Your dirtbag baby daddy is now a part of your family forever. Now you can be a piece of shit and hide them kids from her, but at the end of the day, that's your family now. And the worst part is you might hate your brother, but you had no decision, no choice in that matter. Your baby daddy, you picked him. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure most of the people in your family would have advised against you picking him, but you picked him anyway. Went against the grain to fail yourself at life. That's why it's so much accountability on the woman. Pookie and Ray Ray absolutely need to be held accountable. I hope their license do get took. I hope it's hard to find work. I hope all of the bad that can come to them if you are just if you bringing children into this world and not taking care of them. Actually, for any reason, fellas. So I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm sorry. Trust me, bro. Like, trust me. I know how terrible these women can be. And I absolutely understand why Pookie and Ray Ray will relieve themselves of them. But the sad truth is, the sad facts, fellas, my granny used to tell me, you made your bed, now you got to lie in it, Nick. I'm sorry. But that's how the game go. Go get you some money and take care of them damn kids. Be 10 times a better father than your father was to you. I don't give a damn if you had a great father. Then you got big shoes to fill, brother. But that should be the mentality that you go into this shit with. Damn the woman. Damn the baby mama, bro. It's about the kids.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not going to bow down.
No, I'm not. But I don't have enough money to raise my child with or without
money.
The guy.
Right. So money, you'll have kids raised with money.
And no daddy.
But the guy,
okay.
But I will say this
okay.
though.
Look how easy that is. Okay. That's how they all feel. That her energy come from actual. So I'm allowing. She gonna do what she want to do. She's a grown woman. She can say what she want. Yeah, she made the money. She actually have accomplishments. At least she got something to be proud of. I can understand where the feistiness come from with Kendra, but my issue be with the other. Y'all not Kendra. Like, y'all can listen to Kendra, but y'all not Kendra. Y'all not talented. You're not making what Kendra making. Your kids aren't going to be okay. You going to go get Uncle Sam to throw you a couple dollars.
Loses out though. You're making it seem like the woman.
Well, the guy can always make kids. I start over tomorrow with him.
Oh my God.
But let me ask this though, because Kendra did ask you, does the guy have any accountability in that situation?
Better.
I'll put it like this. I'm not going to be with a woman I don't respect. And most of the women I sleep with are not respecting me.
Corey
Holcomb is on the studio.
Do y'all hear? Hey, Pookie logic is sound though. You hear what I'm saying? Pookie's logic is actually sound because they not sleeping with respectable women. Pookie lovers. That's the problem. That's why I call y'all ass Pookie lovers. He's not. You absolutely right. You don't accidentally get tangled up in no Pookie love. It's not a mistake. It's not a mistake, man. Y'all either from the same environment, the same habitat, y'all the same tribe, the same thing. Either that, or that's what you like. You went out and you sought out that Pookie.
I get him because I got money.
That means you don't respect
I got
yourself.
money.
We have one more break.
Got money.
We're going to come back,
That
man.
means you don't respect yourself. Then Corey, there's some people that you don't.
No,
respect.
it's not about me not respecting myself, because when I wash up and get my car, I feel great.
Outstanding.
I'm saying, like, it's the money. I have money, so I'm going to smash today after the show.
All right, hold on, man. We coming right back. More with Corey Holcomb, man. It's the WGC. I'm on the show.
Money!
Don't know where it's GCI. Comedian Corey Holcomb, Chicago's own home. Got a show tonight at the Chicago Theater.
Yeah.
Been hanging out with us on the morning show this morning, man. You know, ruffling some feathers.
Listen, man, I'm an avid viewer of the 5150 show. I love you, Darlene.
Shout
My
out to the
man,
5150 show. I'll leave a link to the
Craig,
description in
come
that in the bio as well.
But you are a lightning rod. You're a lightning rod.
You're a damn
I can
fool.
agree with that, but what happened?
I'm just saying, like, so do you feel like sometimes the skirmishes you get into on the industry scene, like just had one about a comic disrespecting your green room, you went crazy. Your comments on the BET Awards, which I found hilarious when you talked about Lil Nas X and all them and stuff. Do you
Corey ain't afraid to
find,
say
like,
shit.
do you ever sit back and say sometimes, like, I could be further in Hollywood if I wasn't this guy?
Leon, when I moved to Los Angeles, leaving here, I was out there about a year, and I realized I don't fit in.
Okay.
I don't fit in. So what I've done is created my own Hollywood with the 5150 show.
Yes.
Because, listen, I tell people, Bill Maher,
Ownership, there's a
who
lesson
I'm
to be
fan
learned there.
of, I like his
He
show.
cold.
He's at the Chicago Theater the next day. I'm at the Chicago Theater, and I'm basically off my path I took to create my own Hollywood. You can be what you need to be, but you have to realize where you fit in and where you don't fit in. I don't fit in Hollywood, but I will say in my defense, I'm very kind to Hollywood people, but they try me, and envy has a lot to do with it. And I'm going to bark back because I'm built to bark back. But I'm not a bully. I don't mess with nobody. But those guys, they see what I do, and they're
And
like,
they hate they can't be like that.
well, I'm on Netflix. I'm like, well, I'm not on Netflix, and I sold out the same theater you did. Right. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I never expect to be accepted in the Hollywood circle, but I'm not a guy who preys on the weak.
I have a question. Well, one thing, I don't always agree with what you say, but I do respect that you're going to say it. You know, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I do respect that you're going to speak your mind. Were you always like that? Like, as a child, was you like the 5-year-old said, Mama, this food nasty. Why'd you cook it like this? Were you always like very direct?
I never tried
my
to
boy as
be
an animal.
A person who ruffled the feathers, but I know, and you guys are not going to be able to disagree with this, if you tell the truth, you're going to ruffle feathers. If you tell the truth, you'll lose your job. If you tell the truth, people think you're a bad guy. The truth is the problem that people have in society. I like to see the reaction to the truth. Like something like, let's go over what.
Something so simple as I can say what a woman is. If I can answer that question scientifically correct, politically incorrect, and be canceled, That's the world we living in. A cisgendered female. I swear them words didn't used to exist. Y'all had to just make that shit up.
What I said today one day. And just tell me where I'm lying.
Well, I think I disagree with the woman has to sleep with 10 men in order to make a good decision in life.
Right, but like I'm saying, like I can respect that, but do you have
maybe not 10 men, but she got to be sufficiently defeated. That's the facts. Because they don't get off their high horse and get ready to what they call settle, which is really just dating for real. Their version of settling is dating for real. Because what they doing when they settle is they just picking the best of the pool that they had to choose from in the first place. They created a man that wasn't available at the store, if that make any fucking sense. In their mind, they created some shit that didn't exist, and then they went out looking for it, and they got fucked by every motherfucker who looked close to it. And then they realized, like, oh, I'm getting old. I want kids, and the whole life ain't life. They got to be sufficiently defeated. Maybe not 10 bodies, but y'all know until that wall hits you, and you crying like our last reaction, you crying like Brittany Renner, that's when you ready. Brittany ain't ready yet. She ain't been out in the wilderness long enough. She's still pretty, and she's still getting the eye of rappers and shit like that. So in her mind, she don't know. She still got a long road of pumping dumps left. So her body count gonna get way over 10. She gonna have to be sufficiently defeated. Different strokes for different folks, man.
Man,
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that.
do you have kids?
I don't have kids.
That's what I'm saying. It's like the traditional family that lives in the square house, drive a square car, and all like that. Entertainers, it's very hard for us to maintain that.
Yeah, I
so
agree
when you
with
see
that.
somebody who have it, I salute them because I don't know how you did it.
Right.
We talk
not
about
that
that all
hard,
the time.
brother.
Like, where would we be if I didn't have to raise my 3 girls and had a wife? Would I have been out in LA?
Would the lifestyle be?
Yeah, we'd have a totally different lifestyle.
Yeah.
What's the path for Corey, man? What is it you're trying to get to in terms of your career? Like,
I've gotten there.
There's
nothing else for me to prove. Everything from here is butter, man. I moved to LA, I drove, and I really hope people hear this. I left Chicago on a revoked license. I left Chicago, I was bogus on the freeway. I didn't know how I would do it. But every time I've taken a chance on myself, it always turned out all right.
Yeah.
Every time. So people out there, if you're serious, bet on yourself. Because sometimes when you in the position where you have to do good, you either going to be out there in one of them tents sleeping under the freeway, or you finna rise up and do what you got to do.
Yeah, it is. That's a great way to end, man. Corey Holcomb hanging out with us in the studio. We want everybody
ladies,
to go
if
see
you're
the
on
show.
number 9, go grab that template real quick.
Right, I got tickets you can earn in the park. Speaking of tents, I got a tent in the park. So
tonight, Corey is at the Chicago Theater.
You can earn.
Look at Kendra, man. Just like a black woman. First, can the men earn them too? Had to throw some little homosexual shit in there. She had to throw a little homosexuality in there on the black man. She ain't like none of the shit he was saying. She ain't like none of the shit he was talking about on there. But that's Corey Holcomb. Most of the time he came on there, like he said, he came on there to ruffle some feathers. That's the type of comedy that he give. I don't know, maybe it's the years in the military or whatever. My sense of humor a little dark. The guy's hilarious to me. So I'm one of the guys that the reason why he say he can't get canceled because I'm gonna go see him. He gonna say some shit that's wrong. Hey, that's the risk of trying to be funny, man. You gonna say some shit that's wrong. I'm sure I'm gonna say some shit that I'm pretty sure I've already said plenty of shit that's wrong. But bear with me if I'm fucking up, let me know in the comments below. You know, I'm not too proud, you know, to admit that I didn't fuck something up or I done said something wrong. I want to get into the interview. So the interview segment coming up here shortly where we gonna do call-ins. I got a few set up. I'm trying to get them done the right way. I'm gonna get them out to you as fast as I can. And that's about all I got for tonight. Like I said, I'm gonna keep these things coming for you, but let's see, what was the lesson? what was the lesson today? The lesson today is avoid pookies at all costs, ladies. I'm gonna say that every episode. Fellas, you got to properly vet these women. If you gonna go after a baby mama, hey, may the force be with you, brother. Other than that, avoid these dusties like the plague. The same way that we need the good women to avoid the Pookies, we need them to stay away from Pookie. I don't need Pookie and Ray Ray getting no type of action. They don't need to be getting replicated. I get it, ladies. Y'all can't. Y'all weak in the knees for a Pookie with a gun. It's just something about him that just make you want to give him your ovaries, but you got to cut that shit out. The Chads and the Tyrones too, because the first thing out your mouth is, I'm not having sex with Pookies. But them Chads and them Tyrones is just as bad. Just because they not gang banging, pimping and all, and scamming and trapping and rapping, just because he got a good job, look at what type of time he was on with you. Like they show their hand, ma'am. They show their hand. So all I'm saying is, put some ice on that little hot cat, that little hot pocket of yours, and use your goddamn noggin. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'm out.
Just me, my lady, I don't need no guys. Just me, my lady, I don't need no guys.
Ham Squad.
Just me, my lady, I don't need no guys. Headed to the top, I don't need no ride. I'm so fly, how fly is he? I can stop now, let the beat just ride. Niggas like, might as well join them. Nothing we can do to defeat those guys. Us with the world like Bonnie and Clyde. She was there when niggas wouldn't loan me a dime. She was there when I was feeling lonely inside. Niggas not real cause it's all in disguise. I can feel the hate cause it's all in your vibe. Diamond in the rough, yeah, star on the rise. Big confidence, that's all on my stride. Money, 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 that's all on my mind. Yeah, see, it's just me and my old lady. Born all in the 90s, but our soul came from the 80s. I know she'll get on your ass if you ever tried to play me. Got her back, she got my front, that's how it been round this bitch lately. Bro, nigga don't wanna hang with you. On gelato, I mix it with dankaroo. Baby twerking and grabbing her ankles too. Demon throat, but she's sweeter than angel food. Every week at the knee like an ankle boot. Cool laid back, far from a lazy dude. Round his business and all about his paper too. Picture me taking off for a day or two. I heard black